What's up, and happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to our June Creative Challenge webinar, creating eye-catching animations with Studio. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you enjoyed the music. Yes, Travis on the Educate team, once upon a time, was the frontman of a band, like multiple bands, right? There was one called Shapes and Colors. He had a solo project called Wakeview. And then there's another one, I can't remember what it was. Really, really good. We had, what was it?
The third one was Search the City.
Search the City. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Those are some top-notch names. What? Don't run on YouTube. Oh, you're getting plugged. Um, all right. Anyway, thank you for joining. We're super excited. If you have not attended a Creative Challenge webinar before, you're in for a treat. Um, each month, we present a prompt on the community page of Educate, giving you guidelines to complete a challenge based on the prompt. And upon completion, you earn a community badge. It's just a nice creative break from your day-to-day work and an opportunity to try new things out in Studio or Editor, earn some cool badges, collaborate with other community members, and have fun. So how today is going to go is we will review the May Creative Challenge submissions. We will then have the meat and potatoes of our webinar, creating eye-catching animations with Studio. And then once we go through our lesson, we will kick off the June Creative Challenge. So that is what we're going to do today. And I will just be upfront right now. I threw the entire webinar out the window this morning. And so we are winging it completely. So buckle up. We'll start by reviewing last month's challenge real quick, the submissions, and then we'll get into the lesson, which we will certainly wing. All right, so if you did not attend last month's webinar, the challenge is the new team on the block. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Salt Lake City, Utah is about to get an NHL team, National Hockey League team. I don't know a thing about hockey, but I am now the Utah team's #1 fan. So that inspired the prompt for the Creative Challenge, which was to create a slide deck that pitches your idea for the new team for the Saros Hockey League. And so we got a lot of submissions that we'll go through and ooh and ah about. The last week or last month's theme was all about slide decks, and so that's why we created slide decks. Upon completion, you'll earn the CHL emblem badge. However, this month was special because we will, after we review these submissions, we will vote on whose submission we liked the most and whose submission will become the next team in the Saros Hockey League. And that person will win the Saros Cup badge as well. That's what we're doing. So we're going to start off by looking at submissions. We're going to vote, and then we're going to get into our lesson. And we'll start with none other than Len Bentley's The Apes. I'm just going to quickly blaze through these. So this is Len's Go Apes for the Utopia Primates. So his team is the Utopia Primates. And obviously you can see apes are the mascots. So let's go through his slide deck real quick. He's got an awesome timeline. Oh, wow. This is of course, we've got Planet of the Apes, obviously, right? Amazing, amazing, Len. I love the green. Here's his. Let's go inside. Yo, all right. So here's the front entrance, very much jungle themed, right? Here's the rink. It is green. I don't know if there's ice in the jungle, but if there is, I bet it'd be green. I like the whole jungle aesthetic he's got going on here, and the goal is actually just covered with leaves. Amazing. Our MVPs, most valued primates, Caesar from Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you've seen the recent movies, but they're so good. Proximus Caesar, Raka, and Noah. So the teammates or the team members are from the Planet of the Apes. I love it so much. Little shout out to the old school Planet of the Apes movies, right? Here's the timeline for the Hall of Fame. The only way is up. Oh, he's predicting a championship versus the Hell's Howlers. Wow. All right. What we got here? Oh, a complete fan zone with mascots, with lounges, with uniforms. Look at that. Sign me up. Incredible. And then, of course, some merch. Good use of hover states here, Len, to keep this nice and organized. Squishies. You got to have your monkey squishies. You got to have them, right? Ooh, there we go. Got some playlists. I like it. Amazing. Amazing work, Len. There you go. The Utopia Primates. Wonderful. All right, next up, we've got Brenda's with what might be the best team name ever, the Midlife Icers. That's so good. Gray hair and everything. So Brenda's got the Midlife Icers with the most muted and fitting color palette I've ever seen, and it's perfect, right? Like, once you get into that midlife era, it's like, I can't wear those vibrant colors anymore. The marketing team behind the beautiful branding. Here's our objectives for the company, for the new team. This is a pitch, remember, for the Midlife Icers. Here's the brand identity. Here's the icons we'll use for the team. Some illustrations, right? Some nice cutouts of hockey players. Here's our colors, the Midlife Icers color palette. And then our logo. It's so good. Brenda, I don't know if you designed this or where you got it, but it is fantastic. Thank you for considering our new team. We are certainly considering the Midlife Icers, Brenda. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you, Brenda. All right, next we got Nancy's. The Stormtroopers. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Look at her awesome layout she's got here. So it's a slide deck still, but she's got a lot of navigation up here, right? So because she built it in Saros, she was able to add some more interactions here, contact us, history, the team, vote, all of it, right? So let's go back to the home page. And so here's, ooh, a real mini site. Yep, it's a slide deck, but also mini site. That's right, Anna. Love it. The history. Wow. That's actually pretty insightful. And then our rules. I don't know I actually need to watch this. Like I said, I'm a hockey fan now, but I don't understand the rules of hockey. So I gotta get up to speed here. Incredible. All right, here's our jerseys. And here we go. Wow. The Ewoks. So here you can vote on which mascot we have for Nancy's team. So we've got the Porgs with a panther, the Wookiees, and the Ewoks, all Star Wars themed. I kind of like the Ewoks. Amazing. Ewoks all day. That's right. Travis is voting for Wookiees. Wookiees. Oh man. Porgs. I don't know. They would mess up the Porgs for sure. You're right. Incredible. Thank you, Nancy, for the Stormtroopers. All right. Let's look at Louise's. Louise always brings the flavor. Yes. The Howlers. So I believe Louise mentioned that she built the framework of her slide deck in Gemma, and then she went and trickled in the logos and the colors and stuff like that. Very icy color palette she's got going on here. Animations, smooth. Yeah, I really like your logo, Louise. The Howlers. Like, team logos are just so fun. Really cool animations you got here on these hover states. I like the textured ice background that you've used as well. It's like, it's intense. Like, it's an intense hockey team. Like, they're not messing around. The Porgs don't stand a chance against the Howlers. I'm telling you right now. If you want to go up against the Howlers, you got to go Ewoks or Wookiees. But what I love about Louise's is this very cool, lots of blues in her color palette, very fitting for like ice hockey, right? But then she has this one pop of orange here that really sticks out and contrasts super well with all the colors that she's included in the color palette. So I love that. It adds an extra element of depth to it. Untapped market, that's right. Look at these Howler fans. Incredible. Thank you, Louise. That one is so sick. All right, and then Liana's. I haven't even looked at Liana's yet. We got the Baltimore Bully Beavers. It looks like he has broke his hockey stick because he's too good at hockey. Look at this. Okay, so with this interaction, we can go through, and we don't have to go through the whole deck if you need to jump from section to section. I really want to check out your brand colors. Similar to Louise, got a pop of orange in the cooler colors here, but you've included this cream color that looks really, really good with this muted tone of blue. Oh, yeah. I'm digging it. The orange. Orange is my favorite color. Here's the home jerseys, the away jerseys, and the alternative beat up retro Beaver jerseys. Incredible. Here's our stadium. This is the starting lineup. Chewy Chomper, Bucky Barkley, Daisy Diver, Muddy Maxwell, Twiggy Taylor, and Sandy Splasher. They might be able to take the Porgs. Very much Beaver themed. I want to see the Beavers versus the Primates, please. Wonderful. That's adorable. Yes, Paula, it is adorable. Very good job, Liana. I love it so much. All right. Also on the Educate team, Travis's bringing back to life the Mighty Ducks. My favorite movie growing up. Look at that. Here they are. Look how young they all were. I remember like as a kid thinking they were like old, right? Like how old was he in this? A lot younger than I remember. There he is. Quack, quack. So good. This is so good. Ooh. History of the Ducks. So we got some hover states here that reveal some history, right? So we talked last month about not overloading your slides, but be able to conceal and reveal content with interactions. This one was good, but I mean, wait, I didn't know they did one in 2021. Was it any good?
I didn't watch it. It's a series on Disney Plus.
Okay, that's probably bad then. But here's our team jerseys. We got two alternatives, right? So it's like, here's the old school ones with the green. Love it. And then Travis's proposal for the new colors with the crimson, the white, this kind of mustard gold looks so good. Still keeps the DNA of the old versions. Dig it. Here's the old arena. And there's our notable players. Amazing job, Travis. Love it so much. On to Hannah's. The Cassowaries. This one is good. I've seen this one. Let's look at our team colors here. Boom. Also, I love the theme of the orange pop here. I think orange contrasts super well with cooler colors, right? And I think that's kind of why we've all gone for it. But it looks so good. Let's look at the logo. Nice abstract version of a cassowary. It looks so good. Like it's a very sleek, it's very like jagged edge, like hockey skates, right? Very fitting. And where are we at? Australia. What more fitting place for such a mascot, right? And here we are. Cassowaries, flightless birds. Aren't they giant? I feel like they're big birds, aren't they? The murder bird. Yep, I knew it. They're so crazy. But like such an intense and fitting name. I love it so much. And so this is one slide with almost a carousel that Hannah has added here. Again, to reveal content. So she's not just adding tons and tons of slides. Super clever. And then our jerseys, let's take a look. Ooh, they look good. Terrifying, says Gene. It's a feisty bird. And let's look at the lineup. Here we go. Sydney. Love it so much. This is what we're really here for. See, I would buy this merch. This is so good. It's only $39.90 or $34.99 too. That's a steal. The Cassowaries. Amazing. So good, Hannah. Love it. All right, let's look at a few more here. Lisa's the Thunderwolves. Ooh, that's a good logo right there. Look at this. Winning timeline. This is how good of a team they are. They just win. All they do is win. And then the financial projections has this video of the number 2 hockey fans of the world, because I am now number 1. Look at them. They've clearly scored a goal. That's so good. And then we've got like our team here, right? With this awesome carousel. Way good, Lisa. And the outdoor timber arena, pulling some real inspiration from wherever the Quidditch is played at Hogwarts. You know what I mean? Saw a meme the other day talking about how like Luna Lovegood or whatever is not a Hogwarts like person, like, or not at Hogwarts. I don't know Harry Potter very well. Gryffindor. She's not in the Gryffindor house, but she was rooting for Gryffindor at the Quidditch match. Like, hey, right? Crazy. But really good team colors here, Lisa. Again, I love these pops that contrast so well with the blue. I think that's something that translates throughout all designs. She's a lonely Ravenclaw outcast. It's fine. Okay. All right. Gryffindor must be very accepting. I dig it. The logo is so sick. And then, of course, give me the tumbler. Yeah. So good. Nice job, Lisa. You get a badge. And then jeans get booked. This one. The Pickle Puckers from Pickle, Pennsylvania. I was rolling when I was watching this. Look at this. From the dainty cornichon to the audacious jumbo pickle or dill, we pride ourselves in delicious pickle flavors and hometown pride. But something's missing. Hockey. It's a match made in history. You're right, Gene. Pickle Puckers and hockey. Look at that. Here's the logo. It's so good. Amazing. It's a pickle with ice skates. And then a very fitting color scheme. I love the greens, right? Very monochromatic with the greens. So good. And then the jerseys. I would buy one of these in a heartbeat. The font made me think what the pickles would look like if you bit into it. That's incredible. And this merch, look at this. I would buy that for sure. That is so good. Really good job. And then the pickle cannon. You can't forget the pickle cannon. Just shoots pickles out at the crowd. Here we go. The Dallas Chalice. She did it. Incredible. Oh my gosh, Gene, that's too good. I freaking love it. And then certainly last but not least, oh no, because Kelsey did one too. Oh, and then Anna. All right, we got a couple buzzer beaters. We got 3 more. So definitely not last or least. Another Zelda themed experience from Meg. Hand drawn all herself. So incredible. She always hits us with the Zeldas, and they're so good. Right? The shield, but we got like some hockey sticks in there. Very creative. Notice how her like progression bar is like the hearts, and then you could click on them to kind of skip through. So added that layer of interactivity. You can skip through the team members. Look at her really good hand-drawn illustrations. Like, so good. Meg is such an artist. Meg is also the one who has designed the banner on our homepage of Educate. I'll show you. Like, Meg drew this. So shout out to Meg. So good. Anyway, so we keep going through. The Navi's the coach, of course. They're never going to listen. Nice little animation to bring it alive. Here's a history of all the Zelda games. Which one is your favorite? They're all great. But have you played Phantom Hourglass? Phantom Hourglass is a slept-on Zelda title. It was on the DS. It was so good. Tears of the Kingdom. Kaylee loves Tears of the Kingdom. I have yet to play it, but I know it's amazing. Phantom Hourglass is near and dear to my heart because I was playing college basketball when that came out. And I'd be on like this team bus with a bunch of basketball players, and they would just make fun of me for hours as we were driving different schools because I'm just with my little DS like this playing Zelda on the way to a basketball game. So near and dear. Minish Cap, they're all great. They're all great. But I love that you've added them all in the timeline. The team location used, the 64-bit graphics here for the hockey rink. Incredible. And here's our branding. The logo's so good. Love it so much. Pulled the Zelda colors here. Some merch. I want that sticker right now. All fan drawn or hand drawn. I'm assuming she probably made these hearts too. Talented community members. Just kiss your life goodbye when you start Tears of the Kingdom. Kelly Fields, I'm glad you're back. We've missed you. And yes, at some point I'm going to play it. Incredible, Meg, as always. Love it so much. All right, I have yet to see these two. So Kelsey on the Educate team, the Ontario Owl Bears. Ooh. Look at the hockey puck sliding across. That's a goalie. That's not getting in. All right, meet Odin. Oh, that's so good. I dig it. Oh, that's the mascot. Hover to learn. Where do I hover? Oh, here. Adolescence. So good. Some awesome interactivity going on here. Love the color scheme. Very unique. We haven't seen one like this yet. And it's in Ontario. Love it. Thank you so much, Kelsey. All right. Kiss my eyes. I don't know what this one is, Anna, but I am excited. Last minute, as always, from Anna. Yo! That's super sick. That's so good. Let's replay that. Look at the animation here. Oh, that's so good. That's so sick. Whoa. Oh, no way. So we called it a playlist. I love you. Push play. Very music themed, right? And then instead of just going next or previous, she's put the titles of the next slides, right? Oh, then a cool little. That's nice. What a handsome team of Kiss hockey players. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, I love that so much. The face paint, the war paint, I should say. Look at that. Lots of really good interactions here on this slide deck. I love just the really intense, very much a sports team, but still like rock and roll inspired branding throughout the whole thing, right? Like really good. Here's what we're really after. The merch. Kiss My Ice. That is so good. Oh, that's so sick. Amazing. All right. These have all been wonderful. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next 3 minutes voting on who wins the 2024 CHL Cup badge. Everyone who submitted one, which they are all amazing, will get the CHL badge, but one lucky winner, talented slide deck connoisseur, will get the cup badge. So Liana has posted a Google form in the chat. Open that up, spend the next 2 minutes voting on whose slide deck you'd like the most, and then we will. Oh, it says permission needed. We'll update that. But once we vote, we will announce who wins the cup badge. A lot of really good submissions. Feel free to look them over. We'll spend, like I said, just a couple more minutes going over those. I'm super excited. So here we go.
It's a boxing match and I'm dying in the ring. I try to drown all my insecurities, but they're taking over my hands and feet. And the past is now closing in on me, and I can hear it on repeat. Let me out to the cold, safer with hearts of stone. Out with a mind still cut, screaming I'm not enough. The silence is deafening. Feels like this way will never leave. 'Cause you make
1 more minute.
me feel so hollow. But this trauma echoes. I'm breathing, but I still feel haunted. Hollow, but it's still so toxic. I spend my nights trying
20 more seconds. So Len can get his vote in. All right, my friends, this was entirely a close competition. And I'm not just saying that, that was actually pretty close. So, absolutely tied for third place, tied. Len Bentley, Gene Williams, congratulations on your third place. And then first and second were like a couple votes apart from each other. So second place goes to Meg Mary with the Zelda theme, and then first place and the new team added to the Saros Hockey League, Anna Karina with the Kiss My Ice. Incredible. They are all so good, and the votes were actually incredibly close. So amazing work, everybody. And Anna will give you the cup badge. That was so good. Oh my gosh, incredible. That was super fun. Thank you, everybody. All right. So now on to winging the rest of the webinar as we talk about eye-catching animations. I've built, I think, like 3 slides, and we're just going to wing the rest of it. So, yeah, congrats Anna, congrats Meg, congrats Len, congrats Gene, congrats everyone for earning a badge. Those are all super great. Thank you so much. I loved those. These are the best things, the best part of our jobs. All right, so let's get into eye-catching animations. So when you think about Studio as a whole, there's like 3 main pillars of what like sets Studio apart, right? Interactivity, being able to add interactions, animations, and analytics, right? Those 3 things combined really make Studio a completely different tool than a lot of alternatives, or just creating static PDFs or static slide decks or anything like that, right? Those 3 things really make Studio an all-immersive tool to be able to view the analytics and then also create really engaging content. But today, as I said, we're going to focus on animations. And so animations, kind of the role or what they provide in the experiences you create, they increase the engagement, right? They add life to your experience. They add depth and dynamics to your visuals. You know, we've talked a lot about visuals and make sure you have eye-catching visuals and they contrast well and all that kind of stuff. But adding animations to them adds that extra layer of depth to them. So whether it's just a intro animation or some sort of attention seeker or something like that, they make your visuals pop even more. And then most importantly and functionally, animations direct users' attention and focus. So if there's something that you want a user to look at, an animation will certainly help them look at it. And so we're going to look at some advanced and really clever examples of using animations. We'll kind of dissect them a little bit. But before we do, I want to go over real quick Animations 101, the intros. And we're going to go over them with my cat, Toad. Toad is a precious boy, and I love him very much. So I'm going to actually open up a slide here in Studio, and we're just going to go over, here's the actual deck itself. So we're going to go over like the basics of animations super quick, and then we'll get into our advanced examples and our clever usage, right? I would die for Toad, as would I. He is the sweetest little boy. Fun fact, he is a sphinx, and he is supposed to be hairless, but he looks kind of like a werewolf. So the basics of animations. Essentially, as you can see up here in the top right corner of my screen, there are 2 main core types of animations, on view and on hide. And as the name suggests, when you view something, it'll animate. Or when you hide something, it'll also animate. And within that, so you can add those animations to any object within the Saros Studio. And then if you were to add an on view animation, you have different types of animations you can choose. If you can see up here in the top right corner, there's entry effects like fade in, spin and fade in. There's exit effects like fade out, right? And then there's also attention seekers like having it spin and stuff like that. So let's just start with a basic animation first on our sweet boy Toad. And we'll just have it fade in, and I want it to fade upwards. So I'm going to have the direction of up, and the easing can just kind of change the momentum of how fast it fades in and kind of how it slows or eases, right? So I'm going to add this animation, and then we'll just preview it real quick. And we'll look at Toad fading up, right? Simple as that. I'll do it again. It's super quick. That's a fade up animation, right? On view. So then you can kind of go in there and you can change things. So like, what if I want it to bounce in and I want to add a little bit of a delay. So I'll add like a 3-second or 0.3 second delay. And so instead of just fading in, it's going to be a little more animated, right? So I'll preview it. A little more motion to it, right? And so then on top of that, you can start to stack animations. So maybe I want it to bounce in, and then you can add another one. So you create essentially a sequence of animations. And then what if I want it to, let's see, what should we do? Oh, I got an idea. So let's go back to the first one. Let's have it spin and fade in. And then on top of that, let's add another one where it also bounces. It might make you motion sick, but let's see what happens. Just an example of it, wow, yeah, that was crazy. Not good. But I was just clicking random ones. So I wanted to bounce in this time, and I want it to bounce up, right? And then I'm going to add a on hide animation as well. And when I want it to hide, I want it to bounce, or excuse, I want it to bounce out, and I want it to bounce out this way. So I'm going to change the direction of the bounce, right? So let's preview it and see how I did. So it's going to animate in, ta-da, and then when I push the hide button, it bounces out. To view it again, ta-da. So that's kind of the basics of animations, right? It's all kind of bound to viewing and hiding elements. So think of all the different things that you view and hide within Sero Studio, right? Pop-ups, images, whatever. They can all have any sort of animation, and you can combine animations to make sequences. You can also have them loop if you want. So if you want to kind of like sway back and forth, you can have an animation loop so it continuously goes once it's shown. And then hide, ta-da! All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna look at this really cool experience. We're gonna look at this really cool experience called Animate with Ease, and it is a showcase of animations, of various types of animations. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over a few passes. The first pass, we're just going to look at it, and we're all going to ooh and ah. And if you ever feel yourselves thinking ooh, go ahead and just type it in chat. But this has a lot of different animations, as you can see. And we're just going to scroll through, look at them, and then we'll scroll through again and look at the types of animations being used. So we scroll down from the sky into this mountain range. They all appear like that. Here's some examples of text. Ooh, we got two oohs. Right? Look at the birds moving. The mountains come up. We got 3 oohs. Look at the river. Look at the river. The trees. Into a waterfall. Look at the motion on the waterfall, right? We've got a little carousel here, each with a different animation. You can see this container behind has an on-view animation. And so when it is viewed, it slides in like that, right? I'm not supposed to be talking about these. We're supposed to just be oohing and ahhing. Impressive indeed. All right. And so then we get down into the grass. Look at the grass swaying. Pretty sick. All right. So then we get in a little bit more about data viz. Travis did a great webinar last week on data viz. So this kind of goes along with it. Look at these on-view animations for these different types of charts and graphs. Really brings it to life, right? And then you have hover states for each of them. Look at the animations for these hover states. Whoa. Right? Pretty sick. Adds that extra layer of depth and dynamics, like I was saying, right? And look at the tree swaying here. Oh, we got a squatch. And look at our bunnies just bouncing up there. All right, so we're going to go through it one more time. And then we're going to pinpoint some of these things. So I'm going to refresh and see how ease just very drops in with ease, right? Very fitting. These clouds are using a fade in up and a slide out to the left animation to make them look like they're floating. We got some little cheat sheets here, right? These mountains use a shift up animation. What about our birds? Shift, oh, wait, shift down. I have to like drag it. Hold on. Shift down on repeat applied to the asset, shift left plus shift right on repeat applied to the grounded or grouped asset, excuse me. So, like I said, comboing animations together to bring life into this experience. Right? The mountains expand up. The river is my absolute favorite. We're going to spend a little bit more time on the river because that's really cool. And you might be wondering, how did you do that? On view, shrink down applied to a pink square shape. So we'll look at that a little closer in just a sec. And then look at these, right? Like kind of the current. Yeah, they beat me to the punch. So I was going to share the import link to this experience so you can use it as a reference and example, but Leon has shared the link in the chat. So you can go through this yourself, put it in your account, pull it apart, do whatever you want. So these use a fade in and a fade out with direction, right? To make it look like it's the current of the waterfall. And then my favorite, the grass swaying back and forth. Wobble upwards for 0.20 seconds on repeat. So the wobble animation makes it feel like it's flowing, right? So let me now open this experience in Studio and we'll kind of dissect some of these things. And so if you import it using the link that Leona provided, it'll look a lot like this. And you can see there is a whole lot going on in this experience. It is a masterwork of animations. So you can go through it, dig it apart, see how things are put together and kind of reverse engineer this experience however you want. But we're going to point out three things real quick. We're going to start with animate with ease, right? Because if you remember, animate with ease looked like this. Super sleek, very subtle, and very fitting for what it is saying, ease, right? If we're saying animate with ease, and the emphasis is on the word ease, we wouldn't want this like crazy, harsh, and fast animation, because that's not very ease, right? So what the designer has done here, in our group here, if you can see that, we've got our header folder that has all of our header content. And then if I click here, this is our text animate with ease. But then you see there's another group called ease, which is a separate text box, but is in fact 4 separate text boxes grouped together to create one word. And if you look at the animation on our ease group, it is a fade out with the center direction down applied to each of them. So it's fading and it's going down, or excuse me, it's fading in and it's going down, right? So each of these letters here has that same animation applied to it. It's fading in, it's fading down, and it's very soft ease. So it's just a very subtle, very flowy sort of animation. And as you can see in the delay here, each of them has a shorter or longer delay depending on the letter, because we wanted them to kind of like teardrop in rather than all coming down at the same time. So then if you preview that, ta-da! And so the actual text box itself is right here. And then ease is right there. And then this folder is all just labeled text. All right, so then I want to go over the one that I think is my favorite, which is this waterfall, because you might be thinking to yourself, how does that happen? I'll tell you how that happens. So there is this right here. This square is a pink square that is hiding our waterfall. See that? Crazy. And there is a hotspot on top of it. And the interaction is show river is the name of the interaction. And so if we go back to our pink square that is hiding our hotspot, and we go to the animation is shrink. So the object is going to shrink and the direction is down with a delay of 1 second. So it waits a second before it automatically starts shrinking. And the duration is 8 seconds. So 8 seconds is a long time in terms of animations, right? So the idea here is it's shrinks down and it shrinks down very slowly and it starts very, very softly. So that kind of gives the illusion of this waterfall or this stream coming in. But really, there's a pink block right here that is getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it completely disappears and our river connects to our waterfall. Pretty cool. I dig it. And then the last thing I wanted to point out here, actually I'll point out two. So we've got all of these little images, which are called streams, right? Stream 1, stream 2, they're little SVG images. I can hide them. And each of them has an animation, which is a fade in going down. So it looks like it's going down a waterfall. And then it fades out as well in the same direction. So it looks like a current, right? So if I go back to it, so you can see it fading in and going down, and then it automatically, instantly fades out going down as well. So it looks like it's just pouring down. Incredible. And then the last one I wanted to show was the grass. So you can see there's a bunch of different grass images here. And then the animations on each are to expand up on view. So they come up like they sprouted out of the ground. And then after that, see, we've got a combo here. They wobble, and they wobble for 20 seconds and it repeats. So it gives this really slow kind of wind blowing sort of wobble. Let's look at it. So they come up and then they just really slowly wobble for 20 seconds. Cool. So that's kind of a dissection of a few of these animations and how they work. So remember, this experience is kind of a showcase type of experience. Its purpose is to show you what you can do and give you some inspiration on how you could apply some of these things into the work that you create for your projects and the things that you're doing in studio. So obviously there's a whole lot going on here, and it took a lot of time to put this together. So my advice to you would be to use that import link that Liana sent, and it'll take you to our community design section here in Educate, where you can look at the experience, say, ooh, I liked that. Ooh, I also liked that. And then you can import it into your account with this button down here and use it and dissect it. So I know that we got a ton of questions in the chat, and we won't have time to go through all of them today. So if we don't get through your question, feel free to post that question right here in the registration page for this webinar. You can post it down here, then we can get back to it as fast as we possibly can. Also, like I said, reverse engineer this, dissect it, and really kind of figure out for yourself how certain things worked and how they could work for you and how you like to design. But I just want to go over some of these really quick, awesome examples and show you some creative and clever ways to use animations. This one, obviously, like, oh, this is another one to point out real quick. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So you can see these bunnies cycling through, but you can see this reveals kind of like the direction that they're going. And they're on a looping, spinning animation. And this circle kind of just like visualizes the track that they're on. So it's a continually repeating animation. And you can see that there's two rabbits just going through and through. And if I unhide it, it looks like they are jumping out of the grass. Yeah, Liana has posted the page in the chat below where you can ask your questions. We'll get back to them as fast as we can. Because there's a lot of really, really good ones about these. And like I said, this is a showcase experience, right? So some of the things might not work with the standards of how you design or the way that you like to design, but it really just showcases what you can do with animations. And so I highly recommend going through it, checking it out, and going for it. All right. That's what we did. Animate with ease. We went over the basics, the 101s of animations, and then we looked at some combos and some advanced examples with this Animate with Ease experience, which again, you can find on Educate right here in our Community Designs tab, and you can go and reverse engineer it yourself. But now it is time to kick off our June Creative Challenge. And might I say, this is the one I'm the most excited for. Saros TV Prime Time. Let me read you a little scenario as we kick this stuff off. The year is 1999, and satellite television is all the rage. You recently accepted a job as a field marketer at Saros TV, the leader in satellite television, offering over 200 unique channels of only the best movies and exclusive series. You, along with the rest of the field marketing events team, are getting the Saros TV booth set up at the Consumer Electronics Roadshow, the most anticipated event of the year. This year, Saros TV is unveiling its 4 newest channels and their primetime exclusive series for each channel. Wow. However, upon setting up the booth, you realize you forgot to pack the booth centerpiece, the primetime sizzle reel. As the rest of your team panics because the event starts tomorrow, you are entirely calm because you know your interactive content creation chops are here to save the day. So it's $19.99, satellite TV. Somehow you still have web-based powerful design tools. Don't think too hard about it. So let's get into the challenge. Your challenge this month is to create animated title screens for Saros TV's 4 new exclusive series. What the 4 series are and how you design the title screens are entirely up to you. Just make sure to incorporate animations. So to get started, you'll import this Saros TV template, which we'll look at in just a moment, into your account. Actually, you know what? We'll look at it right now, because the rest of the instructions won't make sense. And here it is. So here's the template that you'll be designing out of. Saros TV template. And as you can see, it is a television. And there are some interactions applied to the channel changing buttons here. And there are 4 blank channels. Your job is to design these 4 channels using visual presentation and animations, so you can save the day for the event. So remove the channel placeholders, which look like this, and then design your channels and the title screens, bring them to life with animations, publish your experience, and then post it in a comment below in this challenge post. So as you dive in, I would recommend looking at the template really closely and kind of seeing how it works and understand how it all kind of like plays together. That way you can better design your animations and your different screens. So I'll kind of just open the experience right now to show you, give you a glimpse of how we did this, right? So if I just hide the overlay here, this is just one long scrolling page with anchor points and different channels. So you'll remove these and design your various channels here. So as you are scrolling through, your channel appears and the animations play, and it kind of gives the illusion of someone watching TV and changing the channels. So it's so dumb, but I love it. So that is your challenge. Again, you can use that animate with ease experience to kind of gain some inspiration, maybe copy some animations if you feel like it and post it in your experience. But you'll have until July 11th to complete this challenge. So you have an extra week to do this one because it's a lot. And upon completion, you'll receive the Saros TV badge. And then next month's Creative Challenge webinar, we'll have a lesson similar to like what we did with animations. And then we'll also review our submissions for the June Creative Challenge. And then we will go from there. So that is what we got today. The template, it's the dumbest template I've ever made, but I'm so excited about it. It's great. So this is just for fun, right? So it's like, obviously this isn't something you would share with any of your users or viewers or anything like that. This is just for fun. Again, it's a creative break from your day-to-day, an opportunity to really stress and flex your creativity and work on something pretty cool. Complete it, earn the badge. We'll ooh and we'll ah again next month at everyone who submitted it, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Again, we didn't have time to answer everyone's questions, so please post them on the webinar post page, and we will get to them later. But I appreciate you joining, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.